Hello, welcome to the channel. It's Liz, also known as the girl with blue eyeshadow. And if everything goes according to plan, this should be the first video for Vlogmas. And if that is the case, happy Vlogmas! Today's video we are going to be going through makeup I find the most sentimental in my collection. And if that sounds interesting to you, keep on watching. So for today's video, I am kind of stealing this idea, stealing sounds so rude, from, I believe her name is Kara C off YouTube. She did a video on this about palettes that she has like a sentimental connection to. I'm gonna do that and makeup. It's mostly going to be palettes, but I will also be doing some just regular makeup. I want to do this because it's Vlogmas, and I feel like, you know, sometimes it's going to be like really consumer heavy, and I don't want my channel to be too consumer heavy. Like, I want you to use stuff that is in your collection, though the temptation to buy things is very real. I understand, but I thought the makeup that I just have like a certain connection to that wouldn't go anywhere, I am going to give you a little video on like the good memories I have with it. I have like memories with kind of everything in my collection. Like there's always a little ism about them that I'm just like, ugh, I remember this because of this. These are the ones I picked. The things I picked out are things I've had for probably over a year. I thought about including other things in this video, but I thought against it because I was like, well, you haven't had it for over a year. I think everything's mostly I've had for at least a year now, or close to a year. I'm thinking what else, because I was going to include my Pat McGrath palettes, but I haven't had them for a full year. The quads I have, but I thought these are some that I just have like, they make my heart go boom.
2,000 years later.
Okay, I lied. There's going to be maybe two things that maybe are not a full year old. So that's my little lie right now, because I was like, I kind of want to include them because I remember the little special memory that came with them. So I guess first one up, we will do the oldest palette in my collection, which is, and you probably all know this, the ABH Modern Renaissance. Oh my god! Okay, I don't know how I did that, but I got red eyeshadow all over the place. Okay, so this is my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I remember wanting this so bad. At the time, I was a freshman in college when I got this from a friend that I no longer talk to anymore. At the time, we were friends, and I remember this meant a lot to me that she picked this up for me. I can't remember if it's for my birthday or for Christmas. I'm not 100% sure. But I was so excited because I wanted this palette so badly. I think at that point I didn't have any high-end eyeshadow palettes. I think I just had this old NYX one that I don't have anymore. I threw it out. It was very old even when I was using it, and I remember getting this and I'm like, oh my god, this is so beautiful. I remember I swatched it in stores, and I remember like, oh, that's how eyeshadow is supposed to feel, because it was so creamy, and I still think they're decent quality to this day, even though it's very old. It's 5, almost 6 years at this point, so it might be time to retire it. I did want to try to pan every single shadow in this at least, but these are just like we're not kidding those. But it's just hold a special memory in my heart because I remember being obsessed with watching videos on Modern Renaissance and ABH, and when I got this, I was like genuinely like, oh my god, this is like too much. This is too expensive. It's like $30. It was like I think it's $36, and I was like, that's too much. You need to give it, I don't know if I can even accept it, and looking back now, I'm like, I would drop $30 for a palette almost at any time, and it was a gift. Again, not friends with that friend anymore, but just I have brought this palette with me to when I studied abroad. It's gone on many trips with me. I've done so many looks with this. This like pink look over here was like a to-go look. Warm taupe and cypress umber were like my babies. I've used these as highlighters before. I have completely panned tempura. So yeah, just like the memories. I feel like even if I stopped using this palette, I would still keep the palette. Maybe I'd wash it a little bit, but I don't think I could get rid of this. It would maybe put into permanent retirement, but I don't think I could get rid of it. No, 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 no. Since we're talking about one that a friend gave me, and I'm no longer friends with that friend, I no longer talk to that friend, I'm going to go with a palette that I got from a friend that I still talk to. This is the Van Gogh palette by Musée Beauty. Now, K-Lovey, I think that's how they go, Kalalive, I'm not sure what their new name is exactly, but they do kind of art themed makeup. I don't know what they're moving into now, but this is the Van Gogh palette. I think this came out last year. This is probably a year old by now. My friend and I were trying to figure out, like, well, what do you want for Christmas? Let me tell you what I want for Christmas. And I remember I saw this, and I think I sent it to her, and I'm like, is this not beautiful? And she was like, it really is pretty. And I'm like, this would be a nice Christmas present. And she was like, got it. And she got this for me for Christmas, and I was so excited. And I love the color story for it. I like the packaging. I think there was another Van Gogh palette going around. I think it was by Beauty Store Stories, something, cosmetics. They take forever to make palettes. I remember people making jokes about it, but like, I'm happy I picked this up, or I didn't pick this up. She got this for me. It holds like it's a good formula. It holds a special little place in my heart, and it will not be going anywhere. I guess a throwback to an older palette, this one's kind of dirty now that I look at it, is the Blue Moon palette by Colourpop. This I think was maybe one of my first palettes that was like super, super colorful, I would say, maybe. I remember looking at this palette and really, really wanting it. And this was during my like Colourpop phase where I usually picked up lipsticks. And this might have been the first Colourpop palette I ever picked up, I think. And of course I got it on sale, because that's what I always do. I at least got it on sale or it was free shipping. And I love this palette. I love the like pastel blues. Those are probably the ones that I use the most, these three, and then maybe these two. I don't use the darker ones as much, but this is just a fun blue palette that I love. And I remember getting it, and it's probably this has gotten me out of not buying certain blue palettes that come on the market. I'm always like, well, I have Blue Moon, I have something, and I just really like this palette. And the looks I was able to make, like I have a specific one that I usually make with this color, or this color, and it's like blue all over the lid, and then with like maybe some liner. And I'm gonna really take pictures of people being like, oh, you look so cute. I'm like, oh, thank you. And I think I played the most with this when I lived alone, because at one point my roommate studied abroad, so it was nice just to have this, you know, with me. Going back to like an older palette is ABH Subculture. Maybe you're noticing a theme here. I remember the controversy with this, so I didn't get it at first. She's looking a little dusty right now. Hold on, let me do some quick little cleaning. I remember the controversy with this, but I remember when this, like the pictures were released, I was in love with the color story. Everyone's like, I don't get the color story. And I'm gonna be honest, to this day, I still find this color story a little hard to work with, but I still think it's beautiful to look at, and I could just look at it all the time. Oh my god, I hit pan on this one. I forgot I did that on Dawn. And then I think I got this on a sale. I remember being at Sephora, and I don't know what, this was on sale pretty early, I feel like. Maybe it wasn't. And I'm just thinking about it. Sorry, I'm like, why is this so dirty? Ooh, clink, 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 clink. I think I was in Sephora at JCPenney, and I had saw online that it was on sale. I don't know if I saw it online and went in store, if I was just happened to be in store. But I picked it up. I think I used a gift card, now that I'm remembering it. I picked it up, it was like $22 instead of the normal like $30. And I used a gift card, so it was like a lot less. And I remember even the guy being kind of like, oh, you got it for this much. And I'm like, oh my god, thank you. And so I just have like very nice memories about this. I'm pretty sure I took this palette when I went abroad as well, and I remember using it. I was watching like a Samantha Ravindal video, and she was using the Fenty Moroccan Spice palette, and I was like, and she's like, you can kind of do this look with any palette. So I used this palette along with, I think, ABH Modern Renaissance to try to replicate the look she was doing. I remember having a lot of fun doing that. So, is this my favorite palette to use? Yeah, sometimes it is. I go back and forth about her. We're buddies, but sometimes I'm a little annoyed with her. But she ain't going nowhere. She's coming. She love her. Will not be throwing her away anytime soon or decluttering her. No. Should I go neutral? Okay, let's change it up. Okay, we will go the Melt Beauty Muerte palette. She is packaging wise beautiful. Like, look at that. And inside, the color story is also beautiful. I remember when this the promo pictures were released. I think I showed it to my friend, the same friend who got me that Van Gogh palette, and my cousin. They're like, is this not gorgeous? And they're like, yeah, it's really pretty. I don't love this formula, but it's still pretty and ain't going nowhere. I think also my mom got me this for Christmas. I remember I went to the store and she's like, you need to pick it out because I'm very confused. And I was like, okay. So I picked it out and like, she's like, I'm like, isn't this pretty? And she's like, if you think so. I don't think she was very into it. Maybe she was into the darker colors because she usually is. But I remember she picked it out and I think she wrapped it for Christmas for me. That's usually what happens. And yeah, that is what I picked out. Is she going anywhere? No. Is she my favorite formula wise? No. But she will stay in my collection for as long as possible. I will even sometimes display the packaging, like the cardboard. I think I still have it on my vanity sometimes. What should we do now? Should I still keep the palette or should I change it up a little bit? Let's change it up a little bit. We are going to talk about this. No, not this one. Where's the other pen? This is a Milani lipstick in Fearless. It is a dark berry purple lipstick. And when I was first starting out makeup, I only wore this trio. Was it a trio or a quad? I believe it was a trio by Almay. It had a shimmery purple, a shimmery white color, and then a shimmery black. And I would wear that with black liner, concealer, no blush, no bronzer, and a dark lipstick. And my to-go dark lipstick back then was a purple color. And it was this one. And I loved it so. If I remember correctly, I think I ordered this one with the other Milani liquid lipsticks, which were terrible for me. They were so drying, but I ordered this one along with that liquid lipstick, and it was like the first time I ever like ordered lipstick. Though this is old, and I cannot bring myself to get rid of it because I love her so. Purple, dark berries, reds even. If it was a dark color, I was all over it because I was obsessed with dark lipstick. I thought it made me look nice. I thought it added color to my face, even though it probably made me look paler than I was. I just have a special place in my heart for purple lipstick because of this, and I will not be getting rid of her because of that. So that is this lipstick. Moving on to, should we do palettes again? Let's do another palette. I know you're sick of ABH. This is the ABH Jackie Aina palette. And I think this is stunning. I remember when Jackie Aina announced she was releasing a palette, I saw this and I was like, oh, it's cute. I didn't really have plans to pick it up. And then I went to Ulta with my cousin, the one that I told the Muerte palette about. And we saw it. It was like on display. It was like on display in the front or something. And I remember swatching it and she's like, that's really pretty. And I was like, it is really pretty. Maybe I should pick it up. And I feel like I picked it up before I had to go back to college or something. I was probably a junior, senior. Could I have been a sophomore? No. I'm trying to remember. I think, when did I get this? I'm blanking now, but I remember being like, yeah, I'll just pick it up. And I think I used my Sephora points because I like didn't even realize, I don't know, Ulta points. I didn't even know I had Ulta points. And was like, okay, let me pick this up. And I got it with that. And so I got a little discount on it. And I literally wore the hell out of this palette all that summer. I'm trying to remember. It was the summer I was interning at the museum. And literally, I would go in every day with either Lituation or Soleil. Sometimes I would mix it up and do one of these. These mattes I loved so much. Supreme and Pinker I loved. Zam, oh my god, just so pretty. And I remember when people would be like, oh, like I can't use I remember when people would declutter this because they're like, oh, it's too dark. I'm like, how are you? Just use a lighter hand. Like, I could not believe people would get rid of this. This is not going anywhere. I have just such great memories of using it like almost every single day when I would go to the museum for my internship. And it was just like my to-go palette. I like that it's kind of like neutral, but it's neutrals with a twist. I don't know if I, like, initially looking at the promo pictures, I probably wouldn't have gotten it, but I'm glad I do. I'm glad I have it in my little collection. I don't think it's a really little collection. I have great memories with this. And I remember, I have like this memory of showing my friend, my roommate, all my eyeshadow palettes and talking about this one and being like, people just don't understand her. She's great. The controversy with this, because people did not understand Wigglese is like a joke. Oh my god. It was the suffering people were going through. But cute palette. Probably my favorite ABH palette of all time. Do I do a lipstick or do I do... Let's do another... We'll do another lipstick. Okay. This is the Milani Beauty lipstick in Beauty. I don't know the formula name of this exactly, unless this says somewhere. No. This is in Beauty. This has been my to-go nude for what seems like forever. I don't know if you can tell, but it's like at a different angle at this point almost. I'm pretty sure I brought this one to me when I went abroad to Argentina, and I loved every minute of it. I remember people asking me, I remember people have asked me like what color this is before. Like I've worn it and people have been like, oh, what are you wearing? And I'm like, oh, Beauty by Milani. This was like my favorite nude. It was matte. I was obsessed with matte lipstick at the time, and so I'm glad I had this, and I just wanted to mention it. I am also going to mention it in conjunction with Dark Brown, the e.l.f. Moisturizing Lipstick. This is very pigmented. I don't know if I would call it matte. I think this might be a repurchase now that I look at it. I was also going to use blushing brown, something like that was another one I used a lot. I also took it abroad with me. I feel like these were the two lipsticks I took with me, and I remember being complimented on my lipstick with this one. Oh, those were the days. And I was just like a big fan, so I wanted to give a shout out to it because it's a special place in my heart. Like I couldn't, when I was gonna get rid of the other one because that one was falling apart, I was like, I can't get rid of this one. Okay, the last palette, and there's one more thing. This is not a year old yet. It's almost a year old. I think in January it'll be a year old. This is the Club Nebula palette by Angie Nyquist. This is what it looks like. I remember her like hinting about this. She's like, oh, wait out for another Kaleidos, or doing a collab palette. I remember being like, interesting. And she came out with this, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna get it. And then I feel like it was in January when I was trying to be like safe with my purchases, and so I got it at the end of the month, I'm pretty sure, and it was like my little birthday gift to myself, and I was obsessed with it. I got it with the deck of cards. I still have the deck of cards and the little container. The container is back there. I don't think you can, no, you can't see it, but I kept the container. I just remember the whole like experience of getting this. So much fun. I need to play with this more, but it's kind of like limited edition, so I'm like kind of scared to, but oh, she's so pretty. I love Angie. I remember doing like 3 looks with this palette. Yeah, I was just like really happy that like a creator that, you know, I watched Jackie. I always like it when creators make palettes, you know, and I'm super into it. So like the Jackie and the Angelica one, I was just like, oh, I'm so happy that you guys made this. And it's pretty, and I liked that this was like very like unapologetically like colorful like Angie is. And I like that there was darker colors because I feel like darker mattes are probably kind of the hardest ones to make. Darker colorful mattes at least, so I was really happy about that. So I'm glad I have that. It holds a special place in my heart. It ain't going nowhere. The packaging is too pretty. Even if I panned every single color in this palette, the packaging is staying. It will be on display somewhere. I don't know where, but it will be on display. Okay, last but not least, and kind of a random one. is this Fenty lip gloss in Fenty Glow. This is the first lip gloss she came out with. Now this is not the original one that I first bought. The original one that I first bought broke, and I finished it, and then I bought a second one. I think I bought a second one before I even finished the other one, because I was scared I was going to finish the other one when I was abroad. I know, with me being abroad, I keep mentioning it. I don't mean to be annoying about it, but this did kind of come with Argentina to me. So that's why it holds a special place in my heart, because I did have to get rid of the other one because it was breaking. The packaging was getting everywhere. But I wore Fenty Glow all the goddamn time. I wore it to the movies when no one could see my face. I wore it. Did I wear it ever to school? Probably, because at that point it was really the only gloss I had in my collection, because I wasn't a gloss girl at all. I was like anti-gloss back then. I just didn't think gloss looked good on me. I didn't like when gloss looked on other people usually. I was a matte lipstick girl. But when Fenty Beauty came out, and like one of the first products that I could kind of like afford, like I remember thinking the foundation was a little too expensive, but I was able to pick up this. So I picked up this, I remember. Did I get it when it launched? I don't really remember when I got it. But I do like how this looks on my lips. This is not my favorite formula anymore. I also mentioned I took this abroad. I wore this abroad almost every single day. And the smell holds a special memory, but also like I can't wear it anymore because I'm sick of it. But will she be going anywhere? No, because she holds a sentimental place in my collection because I used to wear her all the time. I loved her. It was a good, just if I didn't know what to do with my lips, I would just put this on and it would look great. I would wear this in a lip liner that I have lost, and I'm very sad that I lost because it was so pretty and it looked so good together. I remember my daddy was even like, your lips look really nice today, when I wore that combo, and I'm like, oh, you know when your dad notices, it's like a big deal, because I'm like, oh wow, I must really, he doesn't notice anything, like, you know. But not my favorite formula, but unless this packaging breaks, I might even just keep the little carcass of this, because this got me into gloss, and I gotta, you know, respect my elders, you know. So that is everything I have for today. I hope you find this video, you know, helpful in any way or amusing. I don't know, I just think because it's Christmas, there's gonna be a lot of stuff being like bye 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 bye, and I just thought it'd be something nice to be like, oh, this stuff that I really do cherish, because I do really cherish my makeup collection. I love and covet everything in there pretty much. I mean, there is some things I'm like hate panning, I will say, and there may be some things that I'm like a little about, but there are things, there's so much more I feel like I could have talked about of stuff that I just have like a certain connection to and would go nowhere in this collection. I am not a minimalist. No, that would not happen to me. But I don't know, just like appreciate the things that like you maybe people bought for you. That's a kind of the other thing. Half of these were maybe gifts, I think, at one point, and I'm glad I have them as gifts. And that I have a little special memory. So that's my little cheesy first day of Vlogmas video. I hope you found it. Hope you liked it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and happy Vlogmas. Yay!